So on this Scout Take, we are talking to our Director of Operations, Jacob Isham. Jacob is the best project manager that either of us have ever worked with. Jake, today we're going to talk about how we use project management and kind of that operational onboarding to make sure that our CRO programs and really any of the products that we sell are successful with the client.
So what is project management and why do agencies and businesses need to take it so seriously?
Project management to me, it's organizing chaos. It's having the ability to be organized, to be an effective communicator, be inquisitive, and be able to hold each other accountable. So project manager that steps into any role in any business is going to be able to come into a situation, find the places where there is chaos, and organize those pieces in order to drive excellence for that particular project. It's about delivering value for a client within a certain time frame, within a certain budget.
Why is it so important?
Oh, man. If you don't have a culture that is effectively communicating, effectively organizing, effectively sticking to scope on projects, you're not going to be successful. That goes across the organization. It's not just in project management. It's everybody. And that's why I really think having the principles of project management distributed out and making sure that everybody understands what they are and why it's important for that accountability piece to be distributed around the team is going to make success a lot more likely.
Yeah, I love that understanding that it's like the central role. It holds everyone together, so therefore it has such a big impact on culture.
You're herding cats constantly. You're organizing chaos. You're trying to get everybody to drive towards a common goal, and with a lot of different subject matter experts from a lot of different disciplines coming together to achieve that particular goal, you have to be able to get them to collaborate together effectively and communicate and organize and get things moving.
Did he just call us cats?
He did.
Oh, yeah. Good.
I'm going to take it.
I mean, we got a dog on our logo, but I mean, I think it works.
Let's talk about it kind of from a high level. Like after I make all of those promises to our clients, none of which we're going to fulfill, how do you start to onboard the client once you get that handoff from sales into operations?
So we take in essentially the SOW, the statement of work. We grab the documentation that has been handed off to the internal team from the sales department. And so with that, there's a giant digesting of everything that's going to be worked on by the internal team and the project manager that's going to be assigned to that work. And for us, we basically set up what are the expectations for the internal team, what does the roadmap look like, and then let's start scheduling some client kickoff calls to make sure that now we're communicating those expectations and scope to the client based off of what we understand from the sales process.
And so once we have that, how do you go about making sure that all of the tasks get done, that they're done within the right time frame, and that we actually stay in budget too, because we're not a charity.
Right. Well, the nice thing is that we've created a lot of repeatable processes. And so we have a lot of playbooks now that we're using to actually basically just turn on whatever it is, the program that we're going to be running. So if we have a CRO project come in, we have a couple of different tiers, and we say, hey, we're going to be working within this tier, and this is the program that we're running. This is the playbook that we're going to run. And so the whole team is able to see and digest exactly what tasks, what the scope is, what resources are going to be brought to bear in order to actually deliver value on that particular project.
Are there tools specifically that you'd recommend to people to use?
I don't know if I'll get an endorsement or royalties or whatever, how that works out of this, but ClickUp all day long. I absolutely love the platform. Since migrating over there, it's allowed us to really streamline our processes and communication across the whole team.
What kind of skills, knowledge, hard skills, soft skills do you think are important for project manager roles?
I think it goes beyond just project managers, but I mean, this is kind of general across the board. It's effective communication, it's organization, and it's the ability to hold yourself and each other accountable.
And so what are the main considerations for PMs who are working specifically on a CRO project? How do they make sure that the tests are getting run, the reports are getting out, and that we're actually making recommendations that have meaningful value?
Stick to the North Star. What is the business goal? What are we actually trying to achieve for the client? Because there's so many creative, interesting things that you could do with a project like that, with anything in the digital space. And so if you're really keeping the team focused on that North Star, on that business goal, and you're keeping the scope maintained and you're keeping everybody focused, you're going to be able to deliver value a lot faster. If you're trying to do too many things at once, you're going to be distributing your resources, your time, your thoughts, and you're not really going to end up achieving the goals that you're really looking out to achieve.
That's been kind of a theme across everything we've talked about today, right? Is making sure that you stay focused on the business goal. Don't try to do too much. Stay focused, keep it simple, and make sure that you're driving towards that North Star.
Work with intention.
Right.
Like if you're trying to do too much and you're splitting yourself in too many different ways, so you're not going to be focused on exactly what you're trying to get done. You know,
And it also does hold everyone accountable across the whole process.
exactly.
North Star.
And that's what scope management really does, is it keeps you focused on that North Star, because you can go off in so many different directions. Scope creep it's great when it feels like you're doing all these extra things for someone, but at the end of the day, you're starting to get a distraction away from what that central focus should be. Scope creep, time, budget, resources, it's always a constraint. So pick how you want to use them. And if you're not going to be using them effectively, nobody's going to be successful at the end of the day.